I like Doom with the Sega Saturn, and this is the American version of Doom, It's still a fun game to play. Okay, it's a bad version. It has a shit frame rate and it has other problems, but it's still a fun game to play. And but I can understand why a lot of people hate it, but it's still a fun game to play, and I'm happy that I have it in my collection. Which I am the only guy in Dublin that has the American version of Doom for the Sega Saturn. But I like it. It's missing the deathmatch mode and the cooperative mode. It's missing the lighting effects and the echo effects that the PlayStation version had. But it still has Doom and Doom 2 on the disc. And some levels are better than others. The frame rate sometimes drops to like 10 frames per second or less, but it's still a fun game to play. The enemies move a lot slower, so it makes the game a bit easier. But that's what makes it fun, Whereas you move so fast and you fire the gun so fast that it's really easy, But it's still fun, and yeah, I mean, the personally, I think this is better than the 3DO version. I think it's better than the Super Nintendo version, in my opinion. Yeah, but Rage Software, they should have done a lot better than what they did. But it turns out that they developed Doom for the Saturn with a new 3D engine, which was very impressive. But John Carmack made the fun decision saying, no, don't use that engine because it changes the look of the game too much. So he says, just do it the same way as the PlayStation version is. So because of that, the game doesn't run as well, and it's not optimized for the Sega Saturn, And at that time in 1997, when this came out, the Sega Saturn was pretty much finished. It was already seen as a failure. Whereas there really wasn't much motivation to put in a lot of hard work into Doom for the Sega Saturn, but that's no excuse. Like, Rage Software should have done a better job than what they did. But it's a shame, but it's still a fun game, like I said. I think it's fun, Now the European version and the Japanese version are slightly better than the American version. That in the fact that you have deathmatch mode and cooperative mode, but everything else is still pretty much the same. Has a low frame rate. The awesome lighting effects are missing. And it's not only that, but the soundtrack is there's not as many there's not as many music tracks as the PlayStation version, so a lot of the music repeats itself a lot. Yeah, the levels, like in certain levels, there's like a fiery sky that's changed. It's now like a cityscape skyline, which is different. So like a lot of the charm that the PlayStation version had is missing from the Sega Saturn version. Because, like I said, Ray Software just rushed the game to get it out. But John Carmack is the one that ultimately sealed the Sega Saturn's version of Doom. He said, no, don't use this new awesome 3D engine. Make it the same way as the PlayStation version. So because of that, it was always going to be, a bad version, but it's just a shame, But look, I still have fun with this game. I play it a lot. I actually have it in my Sega Saturn, But at the back of the box, there's all sorts of lies, which is really bad. They shouldn't lie about what's in the game. They should tell the truth of what. I know it's hard to see, but it says one player. Well, that is actually true in this version of the game, because there's no deathmatch mode or cooperative mode. But I don't know if you can see it. See the screenshots there? Now that's when Final Doom on the PC. So these aren't actually screenshots from the Saturn version of Doom, which is wrong, like false advertising. Now it said 60 levels, right? But it only has 59 levels. So it's just really wrong. It's not the right thing to do. Like, Rage Software should have put the right information in the box. Don't lie to people. And so who does the blame ultimately go to? Ray Software where like id Software chose these guys to do the Sega Saturn version, so really it's their responsibility. Like John Carmack should have said, "Yeah, fucking use this new 3D engine. If it makes the game look better, well, then why not?" But he decided it affects it affects the game's visuals, you know, which is I don't know why, you know. So it's like what's the point in doing the Sega Saturn version if you know it's gonna be rushed, if you know it's gonna be missing stuff, and if you know ultimately it's gonna piss off fans, you know. Even though the Sega Saturn was pretty much fucking finished, but a game company should really do their best and don't cheat the fans, and that's what they did, and it's just really, really disappointing. Of all the games on the Sega Saturn that I wanted to turn out perfect, Doom was it, and it's just disappointing because there's no excuse. Because games like Exhumed, Duke Nukem 3D, Quake, Alien Trilogy all run fine on the Sega Saturn. So I'm just pissed off that Doom was the one that had to be the one that sucks, like, you know. But that's the way it is. They changed the box art as well to a Lost Soul, which we've got no problem. I think it looks awesome, you know. But it's just a shame, you know. We'll just hope. Okay, it's never gonna happen, but I hope that someone out there can do a proper Saturn version of Doom. But I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Ray Software, I think they're out of business. I haven't heard them doing any other games after Doom. They probably went bankrupt or out of business, and I'm glad because these people just destroyed a classic game, which I still can't believe how bad they turned out. Which is a shame. But like I said, I still have fun with this game. I still enjoy playing this game, and I play it a lot. And I wouldn't sell it, you know. Like I said, I have the European version, I have the Japanese version, and I have the American version. And the American version is by far the worst out of the three, but it has its awesome box, which I like. We actually prefer these long style boxes over the ones that we got over in Europe. Just look better, I think, you know. So yeah, it's just a shame, you know. Um, we'll just hope that um. But anyway, I've said all I had to say about it. It's just really, really disappointing. The more I think about it, the more it's pissed me off. So I'm just gonna end the video by saying, yeah,